Can you take the championship from DNZ? This year, you can play our football pick'em on CBS Sports and compete against us in an option every week. Check the link in our Instagram bio, Fade Route Podcast, for all the details and to sign up. Then tune into the Fade Route every week until the Super Bowl for updates and standings. Bring it on.
It's Red Light, Green Light 1, 2, 3 with D and Z. Here are your hosts, D and Z. Welcome everybody to Red Light, Green Light 1, 2, 3 with D and Z. I am Z, and here's how it goes. D and I give you our top 1, 2, 3 fantasy starts or green lights, and top 1, 2, 3 fantasy sits or red lights for NFL Week 11. We're going to start with our green lights first. Who are your top starts for the week, D?
All right, so first up, I've got running back of the Buccaneers, Rachaad White. Now, I know, he's going up against the 49ers, and it's going to be a tough game sledging on the ground against Bosa and that fearsome front four and Wagner. But Rachaad White is one of the most talented wide receivers out of the backfield, running backs out of the backfield as far as catching the ball. So I think he's going to have a big day, big PPR day for him. Number 2, I've got Derrick Henry against the Jags. Now I know he struggled against the Jags his first time out, but he's the guy. He's the guy that's going to be scoring touchdowns. He's the guy they're going to be going to. He's still Derrick Henry. He's still King Henry. Got to count on him for some touchdowns this weekend. And number 3, I got Brian Robinson against your Giants. I feel like he's going to have at least a 2-touchdown day.
Yeah, at least. I would say so. That's pretty accurate. I'm starting with the Steelers defense against the Browns. That's a big one. That's an absolute big one. Right? No Deshaun Watson. You got Kareem Hunt. The Steelers defense, that's what they do. This is what they do. They keep the team in it. They take the ball away. TJ Watt is going to be a menace. So we'll see. We will see how much of a wrecking ball it's going to be. Number 2. I like CJ Stroud against the Cardinals. I know it's not saying much, right? He's the 4th best passer in the league. Cardinals aren't any good. Precisely why he's a big-time starter. You have a good offense led by a good quarterback against a bad team. Sounds like a perfect recipe for me. And my last start, I'm going to have to go. I think that Josh Allen's going to have a bounce back game. But he has to. Yeah, for his sake, he has to. And new coordinator, a perfect storm, confluence of events. You're playing the Jets. Jets are not that great. We know this. Defense, they're okay. They can be had. It was a shootout in week 1. I can see that again. So why not? Take a flyer on Mr. Josh Allen. Those are our green lights. Who are your red lights, Dave?
All right, so red lights. First up, I've got Joe Burrow tomorrow night against the Ravens. Ravens are flying around. They just came off of a bad loss to the Browns. I don't want to be Joe Burrow tomorrow night. Number 2, this might surprise you. I've got Garrett Wilson. Like you said, the Bills, they got to win this one. And they're not going to win it if they're going to let Garrett Wilson run all over them. So I would sit him. And last, this one might surprise you, is again But Dobbs against the Broncos defense has really come together the last couple of weeks, and I don't think they're going to let Josh Dobbs do everything he wants to do.
Yeah, that sounds about right. The Broncos are coming together, man. We were dragging Sean Payton, we were dragging Russell Wilson. That team is coming along. Right? The Dolphins put 70 on them, but no one's gotten that close. No one's gotten close since. Vance Joseph is really turning it around. Number one sit for me, Justin Fields against the Lions. I think it's too soon. I don't think it's a good idea. He shouldn't be in the lineup to begin with. And now you're going to have Aiden Hutchinson in the backfield. And Justin Fields isn't that great to begin with. He's okay. Like, let's not make him out to be more than what he is. Justin Fields is okay. Okay is not going to be good enough against the 7-2 Lions. My second sit, the Raiders defense against the Dolphins. As good as they've been playing, they played the Jets and they played the Giants, the two worst offenses in the NFL. Now you got to play the big boys. Let's see if Antonio Pierce can keep it close. And I think he can. But they're going to get shredded in the process. And then last but not least, I'm sticking with defense. Sit the Chiefs. Sit the Chiefs against the Eagles. The Eagles have something to prove. And that makes them very dangerous people. I think that they're going to go march up and down the field at will. That tush push will not be stopped. They're going to be oil checking Jalen Hurts all night. DeAndre Swift is going to be all over that field. And it's going to go the other way too. I see a shootout. I definitely see a shootout. But sit the Chiefs. Those are our green lights and our red lights. What are yours? Hit us up, faderoutemail@gmail.com. Slide in our DMs on IG at FadeRoutePodcast, or drop us a line on X at FadeRouteDNZ. Time for us to run the go-round again. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you like what you heard and want to hear more, be sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Rate us 5 stars, leave us a review, turn on subscription notifications, and tell your friends. Spread the word, spread it wide.